Have you ever wondered how life would feel if one day you woke up as a creature entirely different from what you were? This is not a mere flight of fancy, but the stark reality of Gregor Samsa, the protagonist in Franz Kafka's seminal work, Metamorphoses. Metamorphoses, a novella written by Kafka in 1915, thrusts us into the bizarre, the surreal, and the uncanny. The story begins with a startling event. Gregor Samsa, a traveling salesman, wakes up one morning to find himself transformed into a monstrous insect. No clear explanation is given for this abrupt and shocking transformation, a hallmark of Kafka's unique narrative style. The story then delves into Gregor's struggle to come to terms with his new form. His family, initially horrified, gradually adapts to his metamorphosis. They confine him to his room, feeding him and cleaning up after him, but otherwise leaving him to his own devices. Gregor's transformation is not just physical but also psychological. He begins to adopt insect-like behavior, losing his ability to speak and gradually his human thoughts and emotions. Interestingly, Kafka explores the theme of alienation and existential dread through Gregor's transformation. Gregor, who was once a vital breadwinner, becomes a burden, an outcast within his own home. The family's initial sympathy turns to revulsion and indifference, highlighting the fragility of human relationships when strained by the grotesque and the unfamiliar. The story reaches its climax when Gregor's sister, Greta, declares that they must get rid of the creature that Gregor has become. This statement deeply affects Gregor, leading him to crawl back into his room where he dies of starvation. His death brings relief to his family, who quickly move on, symbolizing the transient nature of human connections. Metamorphoses is not just a story of a man turned insect. It's a profound exploration of human nature and our response to the unfamiliar. Kafka uses the surreal to delve into the real, to probe the human condition and our capacity for empathy, or the lack thereof. In conclusion, Metamorphoses presents an uncanny narrative of transformation that serves as a potent allegory for human alienation and existential dread. It is a story that questions the very essence of identity and the limits of familial bonds when faced with the grotesque and the unfamiliar. It is a stark reminder that human connections can be as transient as a chrysalis, ready to break at the first sign of strain. It is a tale that, while surreal in its premise, is deeply rooted in the human condition and our struggle with change, identity, and the fear of the unknown.